Hello and welcome to another game. We're here on Aorta, 3K4v4, Team 1 ANS, Team 2 OSP. We got a full team of the nerds over here on Team 1, Captain Chaos, Mungo Parker, It's Just Virgil, and Tim Frag Magnet. And on Team 2, we've got Forlorn Soul and Quiz, who we've seen both of those before, as well as, in fact, we've seen Endvaya and Fire NATO before as well. So I have high hopes for this match. High hopes. OSP team very spread out. ANS team also kind of spread out, but with far fewer fleet deployment lines. Might be kind of heavy on the tonnage. And we've also got guest caster Beef here.
Thanks for having me again. Last match was great. This one, actually, really excited to watch.
Me too. Dropping down with an OSP ship that's got plasma broadsides. Excellent, excellent. Glad to see more people using that. It's Forlorn Soul. Nice. Plasma broadsides and container secondary weapons. Probably, yeah, decoys and mines. Second, same build. It's also got some T. Wow. Okay, so he's kind of sacrificed his point defense to bring some T20s as well to give supporting damage, but those plasma broadsides are pretty strong on their own, believe it or not. Bloodhound Bellbird Tug, and a little RL-18 pinpoint scout. Quiz. Seen this build out of Quiz before. 3 monitors, 1 plasma cannon, and 2 T-30s on each with some point defense. Or 4 monitors, excuse me. And a pair of tugs for supporting point defense and E-war purposes. And oh my god, what is this cursed nightmare? So we've got some tugs here, or some, what are these, bulkers, with just VLS ones in them.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been staring at these for a while now.
Oh my
open.
god.
I don't know.
This is the best game ever made. We'll
I'm
see.
excited for the rocket shuttles. Look at these things. Amazing. I can't wait.
Yeah, and they're just all over the place. I think I like the rocket shuttles plus the basically rocket bulkers build. Oh dear. All right, let's go to the ANS team. Captain Chaos here, back in the Beam BB, gonna try to redeem himself after the oh, that's the guy with the missiles. Well, someone's getting a fleet that they are very not ready to deal with.
I wonder who got those ships.
We can actually mouse over them and check. It'll say the new owner. It's Forlorn Soul. Good luck, buddy. You're gonna need it. Alright, it's just Virgil. 450 Axford with, oh boy, a lot of Sarissas, some stone walls. Little E-War Reigns with a missile launcher with some S2Hs in there. And a little scout, a very well-equipped scout, actually. It's got a gun and some PD on it.
Yeah. He's got a bullseye and a hang-up on one of his Corvettes in that fleet. It's not bad.
Got a gun Axford from Mungo Parker, 450s on the front, 250s in the back, the old Axford mullet. Some support frigates with cannons and rebounds on them. Nice. This is a pretty well-rounded team here. And then a little E-War Reigns. Tim busting out the beam team. He's been working on this one in the chat, although this isn't the cursed version. This seems to be the actually good version. Because he has one of these with an Axford in it. And that's
Talk
nice.
about blankets, man. I like the blankets. I wish he had a bullseye. Anywhere.
Oh, does he not have a... Oh my, yeah, just blankets and hang-ups. Which is gonna be good for getting into position, but...
Does he have front line and Prowler drive?
Drive.
Where's
Parallax.
Parallax? Okay. Okay.
Which you can get locks with Parallax.
You can.
And I think if it gets close enough, it'll be hard to break those locks with jamming.
We're gonna see, I think, really soon on a rocket shuttle. If you can hit it with
Oh,
this
yeah.
beam.
Oh, man. Yeah, rocket shuttle versus beams. Who wins? I kind of don't know.
Honest opinion, I'm gunning for the rocket shuttle.
Yeah, because these things are so good at just dodging beams with the slow turret rotation speed, as well as how difficult it is to maintain a track on them, or to have like a good quality track on them. Obviously, you can lock them with the parallax, but those aren't that great.
He's locked. DDs are spotted.
Rocket shuttle doesn't have a pinpoint on it.
Oh, and he's got RPF. I like that.
Yeah, and he didn't dodge, unfortunately. He's dodging a little bit. But oh my god. Well, that's kind of a nice little trade there. One beam destroyer for one rocket shuttle. And he
I'll
can't.
take that.
Yeah,
He'll take that.
yeah, no doubt.
He's excited about that. He still has.
No, that
Oh
was
no, that's
a
AMMs.
man. I mean, they're called arrows, so they might actually be Mark 1s, combat Mark 1s.
Yeah, he took out that DD. No reses, no beam.
Yeah, it's
Knocked out
effectively
all
dead.
his large DC lockers. Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, they're all in the nose of the ship.
Like he'll still be able to use it, but it's just cap now.
Well, might not even be that if he keeps getting hit in the drive with these offensive Mark 1s.
Crafty. So cool.
What is this play? Who is this guy? Fire NATO.
Really putting the heat on this DD.
Yeah, no doubt. A true fire tornado.
So looks like ANS has capped E, D,
And Alpha. Yeah, so they're ahead on caps and they're very ahead on points too.
Monitors opening up on the Corvette capped Alpha. He's done.
Looks like Forlorn Soul feeling the micro strain here a little bit. He sent one ship to cap Charlie, but it overshot. Now he's had to pull it back to recap.
Oof.
And things are shaping up on the top of the map. Like you said, we've got these monitors moving in on Alpha. And a quiz, but that beam battleship can get a good angle. It can just hide for long enough, wait for the monitors to get on an Alpha point. He can pop out around this cover and just start eating them with his lasers.
Tim's still pushing. He is still pushing underneath the map.
Yeah, down a ship, unfortunately. That thing is so slow now. A lot of thrusters, all the main engines offline. And it's just kind of stuck down here, because the bottom part of Aorta doesn't have any portholes on it. You got to get to one of the edges for a porthole. So we could like burn all the way over here to Charlie and back cap later on in the game. But that's like 10 minutes from now, 15 minutes from now.
Yeah, that's end of the game. He'll get there eventually.
Yeah, that's like last minute surprise cap to maybe make a difference. Oh no. If these beam destroyers continue on their current path and come up like in the back line of the ANS team, they're gonna run into more rocket shuttles. And we've seen
Looks like he's already moving a rocket shuttle down there. He smells blood. He's like, I can kill these.
Yeah, one rocket shuttle, one destroyer. In fact,
Every time.
Might even be able to do even more damage with the third destroyer being taken out of the mix, and that's 2 rebounds and 2 RPF guns off the field. Excuse me, only 1 rebound on these. Okay.
It's in a weird place too. It's on the back. I've always wondered if that
Hmm.
mount actually can shoot forward.
I
You know
don't
what?
think it can.
I don't think it can either.
Because if you saw on the last rocket volley, rebound fire didn't come in until they were really close to the ship,
Yeah.
and they were able to get that weird angle. Yeah, there's no way because the big turret's in the way, and generally the people who make this game and the people who do the modding as well for modded ships, and these aren't modded, obviously they're vanilla, do a pretty good job of making sure things can't shoot through their own ships. It's getting
Monitors dipping down behind Alpha. They sent a tug in to cap it, and the Axford has moved up. He took a couple plasma, but it's not. He's not looking bad at all. He's
And he's able
ooh.
to put a lot of fire down the field too.
Let's see what these missiles can do.
This is what is this spread? What is going on? Oh, these are hot launched. Are they? No, they're not hot launched.
No, I'm pretty sure they are hot launched, and they don't follow the waypoint you give them.
Maybe. Yeah, they're hot launched. Amazing. Oh God, what is this machine? I wish we would have seen the player who actually made this make use of these.
I mean, they're tracking onto the dead Corvette, so they work.
Yeah, so they're
You just
probably act rad.
yeah something they lock into that dead Corvette because it doesn't have radar or anything, or it's not even moving. So
They might be EO, but I doubt it with how many. So there are 500. There are 495 missiles a ship. Which is a lovely 990. Yeah.
oh
And
no,
then
our,
the
our shuttle buddy.
bulkers and the VLS ones, yeah, they gotta just be like pure active radar. Yeah, he's eating smart PF. Looks like he wasn't able to get. No, he did. He did. He got a round of rockets into the back end of one of these ships. Cut out the rear side of this destroyer, but did not destroy any of the DC lockers. So almost all
Or
of this is
his
going to be able to
beam.
bring.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to bring that back. When that that shuttle's gonna eat it. But I mean, at least not a great trade, but an okay trade.
Yeah, he forced out a lot of restores, and honestly, due to just the sheer volume of these rocket shuttles, if they come after these beam ships one at a time, or maybe another one comes out 2 at a time, they trade
Oh, he's already
half the
got one
fleet.
going. H4 has got the Challenger in sight. He's like, no, you eat rockets now too.
Nice. Yeah, if he could trade.
And these missiles going out, they're the Axford. Get a shot of that.
Oh, wow. This is fucking nuts.
That is beautiful. Look at that flak go. Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. Just a whole broadside of the BSG flag.
Monitors though, getting some good hits on that Axford plasma. Starting to kick in now. The other Axford's here to help, but they're focusing fire on the Missileer, which it's kind of tanky-ish.
I think
Lots
with
of
all these
restores.
ships together, they kind of don't need to worry about the missile launcher that much. If Virgil's Axford pulls in closer to this formation, they can just rely on the PD network, assuming they don't run out of ammunition, to handle the launches and then focus on gunning down the monitors. Because I don't think there's been a single leaker yet.
Yeah,
Oh, there's one.
Didn't do anything though.
No.
Actually, so these
Size
actually
1 warheads.
might not do any damage to the Axford because they can't get through the armor. He's not plasmid yet like the other one. These might just bounce off. Ooh, got
Oh!
it. Ooh, beautiful.
Some HEKP down a good chunk of that ship. Great
Oh,
angling.
looks like Ro made it around. He actually started on the far side, on that right side, on the OSP side. And he actually able to get his. Where are those?
Yeah, I see this. I see this. This is the plasma bulker.
Yeah.
This is a bold, bold play doing this with no support. Especially, oh man, he doesn't have a pinpoint either. So his accuracy is going to be lacking. HKP into the broadside of the
Oh, we got a
bulker.
duel here. That DD made it into the hole. He's fighting. He's fighting the Happy Cafe.
Trying desperately to get his beams to target. What kind of engines you got in here, Alice? Right, he brought a Prowler, so he's going to struggle a lot in the close-in fights.
Yeah, and look at that freighter move. So fast.
Yeah, and
It's gonna be able to swing its nose around.
with how the rotational geometry works, if this stays in close, just minor movements will force huge angling out of the beam ship.
This this shuttle still has rockets, or just the AMMs? Oh, he's got rockets.
Oh yeah, he's got 15
Oof.
more rockets. And get some AMMs on the underside of this thing, because the PD only faces the top. And he can also get a rocket blast in there, especially if this thing gets locked. Ready
Oh,
for
and
ship? No, it's not locked.
it's also getting plasma. Yeah, this thing is
Toast.
toast.
I'd like to see Forlorn. Well, I guess he doesn't need it. I was about to say I'd like to see him fire off one of those finisher containers, but it's unnecessary. Yeah, and here come the rockets. See you later. No restores. Drives out. It's dead. Looks like the only remaining ship out of Tim is a. Oh, this is basically dead too. So yeah, Tim's done. He's out of the game.
Well, yeah, he is out of the game.
Took a bit of a gamble, and it just didn't pay off. The rockets got him. Meanwhile, we're continuing this just war. Forlorn Soul busy microing his the Happy Cafe, and so has managed to ram the plasma or the missile bulker into the ground, and is repeatedly firing missiles, but a lot of those are just going directly into the rocks. Yeah. Both Axfords now plasmid.
Yeah, he got hit. It's kicking in. He's starting to get. He hasn't lost. Oh no! There you go. He's losing stuff now.
Yep. This thing only comes with a few restores, just 6. And, oh, a couple of these DC lockers are probably going to get taken out. We're here before too long, since they're on the nose. See the little S2H fire coming out, but nothing doing on those. Not sure what the target was.
Oh, I see the problem with the other axe where he lost both his antennas. So he and his bullseye, so he really can't see those monitors too well. He's got to rotate his ship where he's got a radar panel, and he doesn't have one on that side. He's realizing that the ship's gonna have to start to roll. And he's getting plasmid on the other side now. Yeah. Great pinch by OSP, to be honest.
Yes, extremely good. Yeah, and I don't think he has enough time to get a private out on the deck to toss a cannon and string to one of the nearby ships either.
But here we come, BB, doing his
Oh!
thing. Yeah.
Captain Chaos for the save. Not preventing damage on that ship, but is definitely going to be killing this thing.
Oh man, he's roasting it. It's done.
Very patient out of that player. Just something that Chaos is actually really, really, really good at. His strategic positioning isn't perfect, but it's strong. But that man knows the perfect time to strike. I don't know how he does it. Just consistently, consistently, consistently getting good timing on things.
It's a good BB player.
Yeah.
Beam especially if you have the patience to wait, and your team is able to draw in like that, you're king. Okay, see how
Yes.
long he realizes it's dead, and he can move on to the monitors now. He can eat those so fast.
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see this thing just flip and burn towards Alpha and just start consuming these monitors. Speaking of monitors, these things are kind of spooked there. Okay, so their front's pretty messed up. It looks like they're trying to back up a little bit and play around this lip of cover at the A point, but their front thrusters are all screwed up, so they're not able to maneuver very effectively.
Yeah, and they've also lost a little bit of firepower. He's bringing them back online, but
Okay, looks like the fleet's starting to turn around to face those monitors. What about the beam ship? Yeah, none of his guns are trying to fire, so he's probably rotating as well. Yeah, he is. He is. You can see because of the thrusters.
yeah, look at him go. This is when you cue the the Jaws theme music right now.
Yeah.
He's gonna eat all these ships up. I think he's gonna start off with that missileer just for the heck of it. Get it out.
Yeah. Well, funnily enough, I think this missileer is just out of... Yeah, he's out of missiles. It's one portable silo that is not doing anything. Where's the other one? Oh my god. Look at where the other one's going. It's going to echo through the tunnels unbelievably slowly. A whopping 23 ms with his reinforced drive here.
Funny enough, the shuttles come around the corner. Who's had 2 DD kills underneath his belt.
Yeah. Yeah, and this thing can just come up here and cap. Whoops.
I mean, it's not bad positioning if he's able to now get up fast enough behind that formation. He can launch his missiles and just distract, or maybe get
Wow.
hits. But
Missiles up the tailpipe are a big problem. I guess these might not be as powerful since they're the Mark 1s and they got the smaller warhead and we were seeing them ping off that
rockets on the
Axford.
BB, a shuttle got behind it, not doing too much damage. You should clean up the shuttle really fast.
Yeah, beams
Pickling
already
it.
turning.
Monitor's now starting to kick in though on the BB. That's a problem. He needs to keep moving towards them.
Yeah, I think he's concerned about a follow-up.
He should just ignore that shuttle. It already did its job.
Yeah, and it's too close for those turrets to can't at it. It's just minor movements from the shuttle are going to force huge rotation out of those turrets, just like what happened with the beam destroyer at MLO.
Okay, he's moving back towards the monitors. He realizes what's going on.
Virgil pulling back this basically dead, or basically useless, I should say, ship onto Alpha to hold cap. Which will help. If he had kept one of those missiles, it would be able to challenge. Or not Virgil, it's Forlorn Soul.
Yeah. He's capping back A, but the game is so close. It's still anyone's game. Really, OSP doesn't have that much of a lead, but
That could quickly get out of control due to the cap advantage. So
yeah.
2 to 3 and being behind on points isn't too bad, but 1 to 4 and being behind on points is a huge problem. Rear beam cleaning up this rocket. Oh, okay, that was actually a good play. Clean this up
Yeah.
before it could cap Delta. They really got to keep Delta.
They'll take Alpha here soon. Really soon with the BB pushing in like that. They have a Corvette going for Echo, but he's going to meet that missile boat down there.
Yeah, and if there's one thing offensive Mark 1s can clean up, it's a sprinter that's already taken a bunch of damage and some plasma fire, actually. Happy Cafe dumping some mine containers out. Looks like he wants to cover this porthole up so nothing else can come up from underneath, although that's not going to be an issue. Bulk the ANS fleet is centered around Alpha Point.
I feel like he needed to move this a long time ago. Now everything's really starting to kind of fall apart, but he needs to focus that BB. Just disable it a little bit. I think, yeah, the monitors can't pull back fast enough. Their thrusters in the front are pretty much shot out.
Yep. Yep. That was the problem they were having earlier. It's interesting that monitors have that in common with battleships, that maneuvering them around is kind of tricky once fighting starts, because usually the first thing to go are those forward thrusters.
They're tanky like a BB.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the OSP's most tanky ship by far, because of not just because of the armor, but because of the armor angling. Even though you don't get that much benefit from bow tanking, if you're shot in the flanks with all this sloped armor, it's easy to get pings. I mean, he's getting pings right now. It's kind of like a T-34, if anyone is familiar with that from the millions of games that those are in. Where this sort of sloping, if you can take things on your corner angles, you get like huge efficacy out of the armor.
The reserve rocket shuttles are starting to move out. This is good. OSP can win this really easily now. They do have a cap lead. And they're gonna keep a cap lead. And ANS is losing little ships to cap. They're just gonna be stuck with these Axfords and BB.
Yeah, which is very powerful ships, and they have a powerful position, but they can't like move out from here very effectively. Not at this stage of the cap game, anyways.
Nah, and these poor Rains are gonna try to cap, and they're gonna get met with rocket shuttles. There we go. Cafe finally coming around the corner, focusing down that poor Axford. He's down reses.
Oh, and here comes the T-20s for the follow-up. Yeah, and the plasma's burned through enough that it's starting to do decent damage as well. And that range is close. That's going to be very little fall off. What is that, like 3 kilometers? 2.5? Oh, yeah. Yeah, and the Igloo here on A actually forcing one of the Rains to stay and just shoot at it, because something has to be here with guns to make sure this point doesn't immediately get capped.
Yeah. The BB's almost done cleaning up these monitors, so he'll be able to zap that thing a little bit, but it's buying precious time though.
Yeah, for sure. Oh boy, I'm ready. I'm ready for these 2 Rains to enter this Bravo area and to just get kill zoned by these shuttles. Speaking of shuttles, oh no.
And rockets didn't get through the PD. Good PD on the BB.
Yeah, chaos and the stone walls just very effective against rockets.
Deny those rockets. You shall not touch my BB. And that's the second attempt on that. Yeah.
Okay, here's some rockets. Where are these going? Oh, they're going to the far one. Okay. I think he threw on the brakes. Immediately. Good catch, good reaction, real fast reaction. And so all these are going to miss. Oh! Yep, all of them. So an important part of Nebulous is that, well, an important design philosophy of Nebulous is that decision-making is more important than micro. But
Oh, absolutely.
a lot of folks say that without adding a small addendum that being able to implement your decisions quick, while that's technically a form of micro, that's still an important part of like a very important part of the game. Like we saw just there, Mungo Parker throwing on the brakes immediately, right as those rockets came out, and just made them all miss. Because having the idea to brake instead of getting hit by rockets is really important. You have to have that idea first, but you also have to implement it quickly. So I think being fast is important. You don't have to be StarCraft levels of fast, but I think that's something important to keep in mind. That speed does have a place, just not in spamming out commands as fast as you can, but in implementing your decisions quickly.
Well, absolutely, man. Realizing that's gonna kill him, hitting those brakes, makes him live. Oh, see if he does it a second time.
Not going to be able to. He doesn't have the velocity
Yeah.
or the angling. He needed some angular velocity to start off with to be able to dodge at that range. That's why rockets are usually a good idea to use really close in. Don't let your opponent dodge.
Yep.
And that just full kills this thing. It's done. But I think the beam might have eaten enough rockets out of H7 and H9 that the Naughty Nancy can come in here. The Naughty Nancy.
Great name.
Yeah. Can come in here and cap. The Nine's got some arrows still on it.
Bruce is go to work.
Yeah, Stress is just taking him down. Oh, man. One gets through. Here come the close-range rockets.
Oh. Still has his res up. His CFC is still good.
With that, even if he can cap Bravo, it's not going to matter. OSP team wins. They're less than 100 away from the end, and they just managed to cap Delta.
Yeah.
With the H7.
Damn good fight.
Yeah,
Great
really
fight
good fight.
over Alpha. That was really well played on ANS's side, but OSP just a lot more ships. Just look at the amount of ships they have left that can cap, and capping is important, especially in Conquest.
Oh, yes.
Or Control.
Control, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fire NATO. Definitely the MVP of this match. Quiz was able to stick and hold on Alpha for a really long time, and that was pretty impressive. But Fire NATO's just ability to manage. How many shuttles is this? Is this like 8 shuttles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 shuttles on all over the map. He didn't have them in control groups at all. They were just all single shuttles all over the map, just sort of being a menace. Blew up the destroyers on the bottom of the map, capped some points, fought some ranged, attacked the battleship. Just like this dude was everywhere.
A nuisance and a killer at the same time. Wiping out those DDs, huge.
Oh yes,
Absolutely huge. And they didn't do anything. I mean, the damage on them now was done from basically shuttles that had been crippled.
yeah.
Great play on him.
Can't wait to look at this AAR and look at the stupid rocket shuttle player who had 40,000 damage. Poor Tim, dude. All right, right, and we're left. Okay, Fire NATO, top of the list. 5K. Is that? I want you to look at H4 here. We've got 16,000 damage on a rocket shuttle because the almost all of his rockets hit, and then all of his offensive S1s hit. Oh my god. That's what a build. And then yeah, god. This might be over 40k with all these together. Cause that's 20, and then we got another 16. So just south. Good work. Forlorn Soul, unfortunately not really able to do that much with the ships he wasn't familiar with, the very weird ships that he wasn't
Very,
familiar with.
very weird, oddly built ships. I mean, it did. Never mind. It did 185 damage.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's from like several lands too. That's from 47 landed shots, by the way.
47
That's kind of a problem. Yeah, I have a feeling if Andware had these ships, he also would not have done hardly anything, just because those offensive S1s just didn't have the punch to fight the larger ships, and the ANS team was very overtonned. This match.
Look at the Reigns' damage and Parker's. Just 5k, 4k. It's all from shooting down those missiles.
Yeah. Yeah, and probably firing at the missile shooter for a long time as well.
Monitors did good damage.
Wild.
Quiz did really well.
Yes, I'm always impressed with Quiz's performance. That dude, he doesn't have any like crazy bold game-winning plays, but he is the foundation of the team usually. He takes an important position, sits there and holds it and dishes out the damage while doing so.
Someone needs to be the anchor.
Yeah.
He definitely was.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's always a treat to see Quiz, and I'm always really happy when he's on my team too, because I like to play kind of missile support stuff. So you're running a Quiz in the battle space, and you're like, yes, someone's gonna cover the midpoint. Yes. Captain Chaos, 23k out of the beam BB, and it wasn't even firing that long. The sheer amount of damage these things can put out is absurd. Love to see it.
Actuates did really well. I mean, they both pulled off around the same amount of damage, and just so many things to shoot at.
Yeah, a target-rich environment for sure. Poor
And
Tim.
450s miss so much. So yeah, they did good.
I mean, fuck, look at the AP accuracy. He only fired 54 rounds, but 91% accuracy on the Trident from the AP. Oh, that's the 250. That's the 250, not the 450. Oops.
Yeah.
Dang it. I was like, wow, that's really good for 450. No.
48% on
Whoops.
the AP for the 450.
Whoops. Virgil's 450 AP was 88% and 85 for the HE. What? That's pretty cool. Probably just from sticking and fighting against those monitors for a long time after their front engines got killed and they couldn't really dodge.
Yeah, the Triton took the brute of that, and he came up later and got some good hits in. But yeah, as you said, the monitors have already been kind of scuffed up.
Yep. Poor Tim, dude. I think most of the damage he got out was from just like finishing off shuttles that had already destroyed him.
Kind of sad we lost a player. I would have liked to see him use his ships.
Yeah, especially with such a unique build.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, as Soul did as best as he could, macaroning a lot. He had
so
already
much on his plate.
Yeah.
And Forlorn Soul's a pretty new player too. He like just hit Ensign. So I want to give a shout out to him because that's some really good work, considering that he hasn't been playing the game very long and he was handed a bunch of ships that he wasn't familiar with. All right, that is the video. We've been booted out of the AAR, which means we've been there for 5 minutes, and that's plenty of time, I think. Huge thanks to Beef,
Thank you for having me.
and I hope you enjoyed that, dear viewer. If you wanted to be notified that we're doing this sort of thing, I have a Discord link down in the description. Just come on down, I'll ping people there. And some of these guys, in fact, all of Team 1 right now are those guys, and so is Soul. And also, one of the things I just now realized, talking about Forlorn Soul, is that one of the upsides to having similar people game after game is I can really start to get to know players and how they play, and kind of predict things and assume things about them, which is neat. And, well, anyways, that's neither here nor there. If you want to participate in that, Discord link down in the description below, and I will see you in the battle space.